Have you ever thought that every time you learn, you're literally building a network inside yourself? Learning isn't just about gathering new information, it's a physical transformation that happens right in your brain. Every experience, every idea, every concept you explore creates new connections between your neurons, strengthening existing ones and intertwining with what you already know. Donald Hebb, a very famous neuroscientist, described this process like this. Fired together, wired together. Neurons that activate together, that fire together, connect to one another. Every time you learn, your mental network becomes richer and more robust, ready to support you in facing the world. But learning is not a linear process. It's a continuous and recursive cycle in which you explore, process, and consolidate what you've learned with the possibility of starting again from any point. You might start from a hands-on experience, try, and make mistakes. You reflect on what happened, look for new tools to better understand, process what you've discovered, and return to the experience with a deeper understanding. Each cycle adds new nodes to the network while reinforcing the connections that already exist. According to Lev Vygotsky, one of the founding figures of pedagogy, learning is in fact always dynamic. It happens through interactions, reflections, and in the moments when your ideas meet and clash with those of others or with reality. Each node in the network is not isolated but interwoven with the rest in a system that is constantly expanding. Being able to manage such complexity may seem like an immense challenge. That's why we need tools, simple models to manage, that allow us to break down the process into its constituent elements and handle it in a systematic, strategic, and effective way. And this is why, to help you discover your own learning method, we will use the SLD model, Smart Learning Design, in this MOOC. It is based on learning events, recognizable units that structure the learning process and make it easier to analyze. The path we propose is divided into distinct and specific phases. Each one is an opportunity to understand how our abilities work in a structured manner. Basically, it's about how we function as human beings when we learn, and how we can enhance and improve our cognitive skills with the support of LLMs. Here are the stages of the journey we will follow. We will begin with Amalia, a design student who wants to learn Python, because her classmates suggested it might be useful for her during the Erasmus. At this stage, it's important for Amalia to plan her goal clearly and measurably. She will get help from an LLM to define realistic goals, find suitable resources, and design personalized tests to monitor her progress. We'll take a look at what Mattia is doing. Graduated in law and justice. He needs to prepare for an interview that might include questions about the European AI Act, the European regulation governing artificial intelligence. We'll see how he can explore the text of the law, find articles, analyses, detailed explanations, but also ask specific questions, get clarifications, and create a targeted study path to achieve your goal. Then it will be Sophia's turn, a medical student taking a scientific writing course. She feels overwhelmed by a multitude of notes, guidelines, and ideas. With the help of an LLM, Sophia will be able to synthesize and create personalized materials that make the information more usable and easier to absorb. And here we are with Jan, a computer science student. He wants to delve deeper into the concept of alignment in AI, that is, how closely an artificial intelligence's behavior aligns with human values and intentions, because he wants to develop ideas for his thesis. Jan will use the most effective methods to engage in discussion and develop a critical dialogue with an LLM to clarify his thoughts, before discussing them with his potential advisor. Meanwhile, Daria, an economics student, has studied tutorials and technical sheets to learn how a PC is built. Now she wants to put what she has learned into practice by assembling a PC on her own. During this phase, an LLM can guide her step by step through the assembly process. We'll discover how Daria's strategies can also be very useful for applying your knowledge to exercises or problems in any subject. And let's not forget Elia, a communication sciences student who wants to develop an essay on generative AI and communication on social media as an assignment for a course. With Elia, we'll see how to avoid the simplistic use of a large language model to have it write the essay for you. Instead, he'll use it to organize his ideas, find concrete examples, and turn his reflections into a finished, well-argued product, all while improving his presentation skills. Then we'll briefly step into the life of Claudia, a management engineering student preparing for the entrance exam of a master's program in artificial intelligence applied to business management. Her LLM will help her assess the level of her skills and do a thorough review to recall and reinforce her knowledge. Finally, we'll meet Valeria, a mathematics student. Fascinated by the philosophy of science, she has explored this subject almost entirely on her own. Now she wants to check how much she has truly understood, identify any gaps, and strengthen her learning method. She wants to do what is called a metacognitive exercise. We'll see her dialogue with an LLM that will help her answer these questions. What have I truly understood? Which concepts are still unclear to me? By linking each learning event to a practical case, we'll see how LLMs can be integrated into every phase of the process to make it more effective and personalized. This is absolutely not about replacing traditional learning methods, but about integrating them intelligently to best suit your needs. Through practical examples, guided exercises, and interactive scenarios, we'll discover together how to develop your power to learn.